Hello, everybody. Six of you in? Ah, that's a good start, isn't it? Who's going to be the first one? Scabs. Finally, it's back. Yeah. Well, being a naughty boy, I got us banned for streaming the FA Cup fifth round draw. It was a 90-day ban. It seemed a lot longer than that because it wasn't until around about the beginning of May that I was able to put these out. And for unexpected occurrences, I wasn't able to do any streaming until now. Today is day one of the return of the lives. So we had one. There we go. Aiden's in. Hello, Taff. Hello, Aiden. XR's 1 to 11's in. I'm sure that's Jamie, if unless I'm mistaken. Who else is back? Byrie Beckford. Yes, it has been a long time, haven't it, mate? It's Joel is in. So yeah, all the old favourites are in. Good to see you, boys. So, have you guys been checking out what the channel's been doing since we stopped with the lives? Obviously, we didn't stop, we got stopped. Have you guys been looking at what we've been doing? We've been putting out a lot of compilations lately. Oh, just out the shower. Good man. Who's leaving county? We're going to get to that. Bluebirds TV's in. Good to see you. But who has been checking out what the channel's been doing? Have you been keeping up with the videos that we've been putting out? If you look in our compilations playlist, there's a lot of good new videos kicking about in there. Our tributes as well. We've still been doing a lot on you. The gaming has had to stop because I moved house. I'm actually in my own flat with Leanne now. Because I was with my brother, he had the supercomputer, so I was able to actually do the gaming series without any issues there. I got a decent laptop, but it won't be enough to do the gaming series anymore. So it's an unfortunate one, but in all honesty, they weren't getting the views really. So, right then, let's go back to the first question. The first question is who is leaving county? Well, the retained list was put out. The obvious choices to leave were Jamie Turley was one of them, Marlon Jackson. Bittner will most likely be coming back as a coach. And who am I missing out now? Hayes, obviously, we knew that was going to happen. I mean, yeah, he gave us a good half a season, well, a decent half a season. Looked good, scored a couple of goals. It's a fair play to him. Got a hat trick actually, didn't he, against Forest Green? So fair play to the guys that are going. There's still three guys in limbo at the moment, unfortunately. That's Newblade, that's Tozer, and that's also Labardi. Although, from what I've heard from people who've spoken to him, they're very confident that he's signing. He's very confident that he's signing. You heard nothing about Tozer, and you had a little rumour that Newblade isn't happy with the deal that's on the table, but that's a little rumour. I don't know if there's any truth in that. Bluebirds TV, we are going up. Yeah, that's what can I say? That's a fantastic achievement considering you're looking at relegation last year. Not that many County fans would be happy with me saying that right now, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, I'm one of those that feels it's good for Welsh football. So I'm happy to see it happen. It's a shame Swansea couldn't stay up because the South Wales derby would have been great for the Premier League next season. XR. Oh yeah, so Jamie told me earlier XR 1 to 11 is actually going to be in something of a high school musical. So you had to be at school on a Sunday, 9 till 3, to do rehearsals for it. Doesn't sound worth it to me, but if you enjoy it, mate, good for you. So Phelpsy's in, transfer rumours. Well, does anybody else have any? Because I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue on who's likely to come in. Of who's going out, it's just that little rumour about Newblay that I've got. I'm hoping you guys have got some information for me, although I will start doing some serious digging now. Once all of it is over and done with now, the non-league is all finished with now. Obviously with the FA Trophy and FA Vars finals today. Congratulations to Thatcham and Brackley for winning that. Obviously, our adopted second team, Brackley, doing well, winning on penalties. Ex-player Aaron Williams, a shame to see him go if he's scoring goals elsewhere. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to you guys. I'm seeing quite a lot of questions coming up here. So Mike talks football. I absolutely loved Bittner when he was with us at Hereford. Bittner was a quality goalkeeper, and when he played against us, we always respected him because he always had a good banter with us. You know, we never turned round and had a go or try and goad at us. He just had a good banter with us, and things like when he was at Forest Green and we were taking the piss out of our old player Charlie Griffin. He used to turn and nod his head. stuff like that. You know, he was a good laugh, and I was really glad when we signed him when our first season as an actual goalkeeper. We signed him to be like a backup until I think it was who had to come back from injury. I can't remember. Was it Pidgley? I think if Pidgley was injured, so we sort of signed him as a backup goalkeeper. I think yeah, Pidgley was injured because we signed Stevens and we signed Bittner on like a rolling contract. We let him go then, unfortunately. But Bittner has improved Joe Day's game an awful lot as a coach. So I really hope he stays because if we do get a young keeper, you'll learn an awful lot from Bittner. LATV, do you think Labadi's going to sign? I think so. Yes, absolutely. I think Labadi will be signing. It's Joel. Should have signed Mikulski. Don't know how to spell his name. It doesn't matter. We know we were on a bait. Mikulski is Bristol City's player, unfortunately, so we didn't really have a say on whether we can sign him or not. But basically, Mikulski, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't come back to us on loan next season. That'd be great, that would, wouldn't it? Have him back. He scored some really important goals for us this year. Unfortunate end to the season for him with his heart condition, but the heart condition is one of those things that will pass. So next season he could well be ready for another good season of football, and I'd love it to be with us. Scabs, thoughts on Nuble's tweet with the thought bubble emoji and football emoji. He's obviously pondering his contract, and it possibly puts some validation to the rumour that I put out to you guys that he's not entirely happy with what's on the table and is looking elsewhere at the moment. Aidan, haven't spoken in a while. Thoughts on trouble at West Ham with the protests and the pitch invasions? I think the protests are understandable because you want better than what you're getting. Fans are entitled to want better, right? Fans are entitled to want better at a club, but they got to be realistic as well. I mean, West Ham, are you really going to break into the top six? No. Being at the Olympic Stadium, do you have the platform now to push to compete towards that top six? Absolutely, yes. So basically, you need the right manager and the right signings and the right sort of philosophy in place. I don't think you're going to get that with the current owners, unfortunately. But I know that those owners are trying to do their best for you at the moment, but I think the fans just need to start being a little bit more realistic and come together a little bit more because we'll fight each other in the stadium, and that doesn't help the players knowing that the fans are fighting each other in the ground. It's a big adjustment to make moving from Upton Park to the Olympic Stadium, but you're making it under Moyes. You were making steady progress, you know, with some poor results here and there, but some really, really good results here and there as well. I think Moyes was unlucky to lose his job, but the next appointment is going to be key for West Ham, and it will be a testament on the owners. If the owners want to win the fans back, they've got to make the right appointment now. And if they don't do that, then I think it's time for them to look to sell up. But Phelps has just mentioned it. James Collins, what I'm really peed off about at West Ham at the moment is the treatment of James Collins, and we will come to that now when we come to Phelps' point because Jamie's saying that he's doing a version of hairspray in school. Well, Jamie, if the video comes out, I'm quite sure it'll go viral and we'll make sure it does. So make sure the video comes out. James Collins, just released from West Ham, Newport born and bred. Thatcham in my team's league, big up. Oh, right, okay, cool. Phelpsy, so James Collins, just released from West Ham, Newport born and bred. I actually spoke to James Collins' brother, Simon, and he said that when his West Ham contract is up, he is looking to come to County to give us a season or two and to start doing his coaching badges. And apparently he's very good friends with Flinney. So, James Collins and Newport is one that you wouldn't rule out at this moment. Is he good enough to play at a higher level than League Two and earn a bigger wage? Has he already earned a bigger wage playing Premier League football for going on about 14 years? Obviously, West Ham, Villa, back to West Ham. Obviously played in Cardiff's first team for a while. Has he made enough money that he doesn't need a big wage right now? He just needs a comfortable place to start learning how to be a coach. I suppose it's up to him, isn't it, if he wants to come home as well. Scabs, nah, Liam, don't even, aha. Right, is that basically, that's not going to happen, or are you talking about Thatcham? But fair play, Thatcham, winning the FA Vars, good for them. Byrie Beckford. After going to the Crawley and Tottenham match, I'm getting my first season ticket next season. Good man. Excellent. That's what we want. More season ticket holders, more people ploughing their money into the club. Perfect. And obviously people in the stadium more often. I'm hoping we do 1,500 season tickets this season. I think we made a big step up from last year. So surely the season ticket sales should go up. We'll see. Here we go. Ginger Pele is James Collins. And I'm certain he would play a key role to us pushing towards the top end of the table if we were to sign him. I mean, what a perfect replacement for Ben White. James Collins, an actual Premier League centre half. I mean, yeah, a seasoned Premier League centre half. But how good would he be in League Two? I mean, it's realistic to think that he could, but at the end of the day, I mean, he could play at a high level. I mean, it's just one of those things. We'll look and see what happens with him. What do you think are going to finish next season? It's a difficult one to say. I mean, obviously, I predicted a mid-table with a cup run. I predicted it, and that's what I wanted, and we got it. Bang on, perfect, exactly what we wanted, exactly how I predicted. I don't feel too comfortable making a prediction for next season because it depends on who we sign. If Flinney gets the signings right, we'll be looking at top 10. If Flinney doesn't get the signings right, and we have a bit more of the mediocrity we saw in the second half of the season this year, then we could be looking at falling a little. But I don't think, with the players we've kept hold of, I can't see us dropping any further than, I don't know, I can't see us going below the 14th mark, even if we don't make the right signings. Scabs, I'm actually related to James Collins, like a third cousin. Well, that's some sort of claim to fame, innit, mate? Fair play to you. All right, and XL's 1 to 11. Jamie, first full season. Well, there we go. We've got two new season ticket holders, guys. Happy days. Good for Barnet. They almost made it. Yeah, it was almost a very similar story to ours, wasn't it? But then it would have been, well, yeah, like Martin Allen is a bit of a legend of the club, and it would have been great to see them stay up under him, a lot like we did under Flynn. But I don't know. I still say there was something fishy about the old Coventry and Morecambe game, because if Coventry had really gone for it, they would have beaten Morecambe. I don't think they really went for it because they only needed the draw, and they're in the playoff final now, and Morecambe stayed up, so it worked out for both of them to just have the 0-0 draw. But what can we do? Come on, the port. Would love to see John Akindi join us because he's a goal scorer. Yeah, but the thing is, John Akindi's actually under contract, so he's going to cost money. They turned down, well, there's a reported £1 million they turned down for him from a team in League One, or was it a Championship team? I can't remember. It was somebody from a higher division, and they turned it down. So even though his value will drop because he's fallen down a little bit, I mean, we're not going to be able to afford John Akindi no matter what. There's no way. Even the wages apparently reportedly on £3 a week at Barnet, which is probably the reason why they went down, because he didn't have a good season last year, and they didn't have much of a team around him. LATV, are you going to be watching the Champions League final, and who do you think is going to win? Well, I grew up as a Liverpool fan. Obviously, supported County later in life. For those who viewed this story before, you obviously don't need me to remind you of it. I think Liverpool are going to win it because I just think Liverpool's defence has improved over the season because of the inclusion of Van Dijk, and Karius has come on better as a goalkeeper. I think Real Madrid's defence is still weak, and I think they don't have a solid enough midfield. They don't have a good enough spoiler in midfield to stop the Liverpool counter attack, because Real Madrid are going to rely on their attack, and they're going to come forward, which is going to play right in Liverpool's hands because their counter attack is deadly. So I've got a feeling Liverpool are going to take that. Although, if Ronaldo's fit and up for it, you can't count Real Madrid out because of him, purely because of him. Phelpsy, a shame Exeter Coventry is going to go up 2 good away days, one's going. Personally, if we're going to lose one, I'd prefer to lose Exeter. The reason why is because with Exeter, it was last season it was the reduced amount of away tickets. All the seasons before is because I don't like open terraces, so I prefer to lose Exeter because Coventry is a better ground to go to, and it's just an all-round better day out. But to be honest with you, if we want the league to be a little bit more open next year, we want to see the big clubs out. So Coventry gone basically makes it so. I mean, if you look at it, Now, who can you really say are massive clubs if Coventry go up in our division? There's no what you call massive clubs other than MK Dons, but they're not massive, are they? Coventry are massive, Luton are massive. Last year, Portsmouth and Doncaster and Plymouth were massive clubs. Now, it's a much more of a level playing field. There's no big money clubs who are going to go out to try and piss it. You know, I might be talking bollocks, but no, I think it'll make the league more open the less big clubs that are in it. Big Sam is interesting going back to West Ham. I don't think West Ham would be interested in having Big Sam back, as all the fans wanted him out not that long ago, and they got their wish. And Bilic came in and done a fantastic job. But I don't know. West Ham, who's out there for West Ham though? Who is out there? There's a lot of talk about them going for Benitez. If they got Benitez, that would be an absolute steal because apparently 6 million breaks him from his Newcastle contract. One Ginger Pele, disgraceful treatment for a club legend, released via email. Yeah, it's absolutely piss poor. Whoever was responsible for that needs to have a long look at themselves. James Collins, if he came to County, he would be treated like God himself. Big man's in, better late than never, eh, mate? It's Joel. I play for County Academy under 12s. Good man. In about 10 years' time, we'll see you breaking the scene on the county to be the new talisman, hopefully. Bobby Beckford, who do you think should replace Arsene Wenger? That's a good question, that is, mate, actually. Arsene Wenger. I know there was two managers that they were talking about, two good managers, and the one of them was Allegri at Juventus, and the other one I'm not sure who it was, but I know Diego Simeone has been one that's been mentioned. Personally, if Arsenal want to progress as a football club, I would take on Diego Simeone straight away. Get him in, get him in. I mean, he's had a good season again at Atletico Madrid, but is he going to do anything more with him? He may be up for a new challenge right now, and I tell you what, that would be the perfect replacement. Exiles 1 to 11, thanks a lot, no problem, mate. Big man, you heard about the robbery at the club shop? Absolutely, yep. I knew on the day that it happened about the robbery at the club shop. I've actually been passing names on for the people involved in it. So, yeah, someone put it right. Who would actually steal from a fan-owned club? I mean, there's some sickening people out there, aren't there? There we go. Fried water. I would love James Collins at County. Would be great for everyone to learn from his professional experience. Yeah, absolutely. You look at Jay Folston. Can you imagine how much better Jay Folston would be after he learns from someone like James Collins? Michael Brighton still isn't even old yet. Dimitri isn't old yet. They could learn some things from him, I'm sure, as well. So, yeah, definitely. If we had James Collins at the county, that would be superb. He would be part of the coaching side of it as well. And possibly even stay at the county as a coach, for years to come. That'd be great. Aiden, any local away days for me living in Maidenhead? Next season, who came down? Is MK Dons that far from you? I don't think it is it? It's not that far from you, MK Dons. Bury came down, Oldham came down, so they're both Manchester based, and the other one who came down was. Who was the other one that came down? Was it Northampton? Northampton would be close to you as well, so there you go. Obviously, Wickham was the one you went to as well last season. They went up, so you've lost that one. But Maidenhead would be any of the London-based clubs, wouldn't it? So who else is still in? Stevenage is still with us. Barnet unfortunately fell. Who's come up? Tranmere and Macclesfield. Macclesfield, another Cheshire, Manchester-based club. Tranmere, obviously Birkenhead. So there's a couple of them for you, mate. Big man, it's been a great season, very memorable season. A lot of ups and downs. Waited for the rain for about 5 hours for waited in the rain for about 5 hours for the Port v Spurs. It was well effing worth it. Yeah, cracking day that was when we drew with Spurs. I thought we were going to beat them. I really did. And then when Harry Kane popped at the far post, I thought they're going to go and beat us now. But at least we got our night out at Wembley. Absolutely great that was. As you say, yeah, it was a great season. We've gone from finishing 22nd 2 years in a row to finishing 11th of the cup run. Doesn't matter about certain individual performances. We're not Man United at the end of the day. We're Newport bloody County. We're going to have some bad performances from time to time. in League Two. Everybody has them. Luton had them. Luton fans would have been moaning, but they went up. Accrington fans would have had some bad performances. I mean, they lost to us. They would have moaned about that. But at the end of the day, they went up. We didn't. But the thing is, we progressed probably more than any other club in the division. Right, and Phelpsy. James Collins does his coaching badges, gets us up. Flinney leaves due to getting us up and getting a big club. It comes in for James Collins for his first management role. Ooh. Phelpsy has got his crystal ball out here. Uh, if we got promoted, then people would be after Flinney because he would be a very good up and coming manager. And there's a good chance we may lose him, but then to be honest with you, who would actually go to get him? Championship clubs? It would be a League One club. And already in League One, would he leave us in that scenario? I don't know. Depends if they're offering him more money or offering a bigger platform or a bigger sort of foundation to push himself and whatever club he'd leave for. Someone like a Bradford maybe. But who knows? At the end of the day, Flinney's going to be our manager next season. If people are going to be looking at poaching managers from League Two, I mean, they're going to look at Paul Tidsdale and Gareth Ainsworth and John Coleman before they look at Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn's only just completed one season. He's only completed one full season so far. He's had a lot of successes, yes, but people aren't going to take a chance on someone at the moment who's only done one season. After 2 seasons, if he gets promoted, yes, he may be in demand, but only from fellow League One clubs. James Collins, first management role. If Flinney was to leave, James Collins could be the ideal replacement for him in the scenario that Phelps has given us there. But yeah, I like looking into the future and going on that sort of thing. Yeah, but I don't know. I'd take that mind. What Phelps has just said there, I would take it. Tarpey's coming home. Maidenhead versus Barnet. Return of Dave Tarpey. Tell us more about Dave Tarpey. I've never heard of him, mate. LATV opinion on the England squad. It's a ballsy choice on the England squad. He's certainly not played it safe, but I certainly think he's played it smart. He's picked the players that have performed, the players that are kicking on. At the end of the day, this is going to be a learning curve for pretty much all of them, because there's not. I don't think there's any of them that have had over 50 caps. Is there? I don't think there's any players in the England squad with over 50 caps. I don't know if I'm right about that, but I think that is the case. But there's some good players in there. There's a good potential to actually put together a really, really competitive team in that World Cup with them. I mean, like I said, a lot of people play it safe, but no, I think Gareth Southgate has picked a good squad. OHP, what's your thoughts on the FA Cup final result? I thought it was a boring FA Cup final. I thought Chelsea was shite, except for Hazard. Giroud looked a bit dangerous in the first half, but fell out of the game. Chelsea's defence and goalkeeper were decent. Man United just didn't have it, did they? Paul Pogba, 90 million. What an absolute crock of shit he was. Paul Pogba, mind. But end of the day, Chelsea won it on merit. Man United couldn't break them down. Alexis Sanchez is half the player he was when he left Arsenal. And I suppose you can say that the result was justified because the only class-looking player played for Chelsea on that day, and he deserved a winner's medal around his neck. Liam Phelps, Exeter's new ground will be class though. Well, we'll see how it looks. It's certainly got to be better than what it was. So yeah, Exeter. I mean, we're talking about a team that have produced player after player and made millions and millions from these players, and obviously got cup runs out of them as well. Talk of us boosting our academy to a level 3, that would be a really good investment. And Exeter is living proof why that would be a good investment if we could boost our academy to level 3. Exeter have the worst ground I've seen, 2 stands. Well, they did knock 2 stands down. They were pretty much a shed and a garden path, basically. So I wouldn't even call them stands, but apparently, as Phelps said, their new ground is going to be pretty nifty. Be even better than their rugby ground in Exeter. Scabs, yep, because they're refurbishing it, revamping the stadium. Big man dropped in there. Nice, got a soft spot for them. guessing you're talking about Exeter there. Pellegrini. Pellegrini, are we talking Pellegrini who won the league for Man City, or am I thinking of? No, no, it's not Pellegrino, is it? It's Pellegrini. Yeah, that's got to be the one who. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Pellegrini, the ex-Man City manager. Yeah, that would be a decent shade, actually. Yeah. All right, and XL's 111. Can you give my show a shout out? Which show are we talking about? Your hairspray show, or have you got something on your channel right now? Scabs, how many do you think we'll bring to MK? I hope we bring loads and we really, really give them hell for what they are. And it is a plastic club. The people who run that club, club stealers, they stole a club from somebody else. Because people who watch this regularly are renowned for my rants. I know I'm renowned for my rants about FGR, but MK are also going to get just the same kind of attention next season. Trust me, I can't stand them. Them and FGR to go down. Rob Parsons is in, and all right at the end as well. But like I say, we're going to make it about 30 minutes tonight, guys. We're going to ease me back into this. Are you Nooble in or Nooble out? Oof. I'm saying, what, Nooble, obviously. Nooble in, I'm saying. I, he's got talent. There's no doubt about it. He's got talent. Whether it's a settling issue, adaptability, or just an attitude issue, I think settling at a club for more than a season, which he doesn't really do, is going to be the platform to bring the best out of him. It's going to be a catalyst. And I can see Newblade providing us with some of his best football if he stays and he settles for more than just one season. I might be wrong, but I tell you what, I bloody hope I'm right. Bluebirds TV, I'm pretty sure I said it said on one of I mean, what it's saying there, mate. I'm pretty sure I said on one of these lives, I said Newport. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Your prediction for the season was 11th for Newport. Well, you got it spot on there, mate, didn't you? Really spot on. 11th place. Really happy with that as well. Any Newport transfer rumours, Taff? The only thing is Newblay may not be signing a contract, and Labardi is almost certain to. That's the only rumours that I got at the moment. Has Flynn got a player contract? He should have stuck himself on at Wembley against the scum. I think Flynn was registered as a player, but he was never ever going to put his kit on and his boots on and come on. To be honest with you, no, he's standing on the sidelines watching his team do their stuff. I don't think he was ever going to really get involved. KL has 53 caps. That's the one. I knew there was one, maybe two, who had 50 or more caps. KL's got 53. And yeah, he's a class defender, he is, KL. So I'm hoping for England that he's going to be leading the line. Who will win the World Cup? Ooh, it's in Russia. So usually when it's in South America, a South American country wins it or nearly wins it. Usually when it's in Europe. Actually, no, I mean, the last time I was in Europe was in Germany in 2006 and Brazil won it. I don't know. I think I'm going out and saying Belgium. I might be mad, but I'm going Belgium for the World Cup. Chris Ball, perfect. Yes. That's all you needed to say, wasn't it? FGR and well, the fact that they didn't go down and it was only 1 point. 1 point, we would have seen the back of those tree hugging hippie bastards. We would have seen the back of them. 1 point. Not happy. But don't worry, they're gonna get better through the summer. FGR. Can't stick them. Aiden, Newport class on FIFA. Well, I know this already. Newport are class. Phelpsy, genuinely think Collins would come for next to nothing if it was to happen. The man's got more than enough to retire on, no doubt. Well, yeah, as I said, a decade of Premier League football. That's for Newblay. I'm in if he reduces his wages. If not, he can F off. Right, yeah. A wage reduction for having for a striker, 10 goals isn't great, but 10 assists is decent. So involved in 20 goals, he can say that he's at least worth the money he's currently on, which couldn't really argue against, but I understand exactly where you're coming from. his attitude hasn't been right, his effort hasn't been there. So I don't know. I'm on the fence on whether we should reduce his wages, but I understand where you're coming from in that, Phelps. Big man. Who are the highest paid players at the club and how much are they on? Well, we don't know how much they're on because the club aren't actually allowed to put that information out. But the highest paid players that I'm aware of, it would be Joe Day and Newbley. I believe Sheehan may be on a bit of a whack as well. Christopher Ball, don't forget everyone who's looking for new creators. Chris Ball, thank you for reminding me. We are looking for creators. We want someone to do their own thing on the channel as well. We want to increase our content. We want to improve our content, and we want somebody who's willing to put out a video or two a week. Whether you're doing compilation videos, whether you're looking at anything that you think you could bring to the table. Ideally, what we're looking for is somebody who can conduct an Arsenal fan TV type series for us, following a football match, talking to our fans and asking them what they think, putting it together on one video and putting it out as, I don't know, Amber Army TV or fan reaction from Newport, whatever you'd want to call it as well, basically. Right, so I'm going to start looking at wrapping all this up now then, guys. So I'm going to have to ask that we have no more questions now, because I got to catch up on a few. The rumour is Newblay 1800 and Day is around 4 to 600. No, Day is apparently on around about 1500 and could have had a pay rise last season. I don't know if 1500 is correct, but apparently he was walking in hoping for about 700 when he signed. That was when we had Scadding and Justin Edinburgh, and they put £1,500 on the table, and he snapped it up as anybody would. So so Newblay on £1,800. That's a lot of money, isn't it, for somebody who hasn't proved himself at any level yet properly. Georgie Harbs, hi Taff, nice to see you back doing Taffs Word Live. Well, good to see you too, mate. Commiserations on the playoffs. I'm sure you'll have a better one next year. Top three for you, maybe. I think Germany will win the World Cup. OHP. Yeah, that's a good shape. I just got a funny feeling about Belgium. They want to make up for us dumping them out of the Euros the last time around by going on and doing better. And I can see with De Bruyne, Lukaku, Hazard all in that team. If they click, I can't think of anybody who can actually beat them. What would you rather, Wales have an emotional cup run or see Newport win the playoffs? Club before country, Aidan. You know this. Jammy Jimmy, hello there. Good to see you, Jammy Jimmy, again. You were the one that used to give me some stick every now and again, weren't you? Were you? You may have been. I like stick anyway. It's good. It makes things interesting. George Habs getting into the season for us, mate. Didn't play very well at all in the second leg, but it must be said that the fishing in this league is at a shambles. Well, you're certainly preaching to the choir right now, mate, because we're always moaning about the referees because they are absolutely diabolical. Robbed 3 times? Yeah, that sounds about right. We were robbed freaking loads of times in the season we nearly went down. If we would have gone down, I would have personally pinned it on the poor refereeing because we lost a lot of games. We lost a lot of points on the back of poor refereeing. For 400 quid more than everyone else, he's right. Okay. Um, if he would take a wage reduction, I do think that we would be looking at, you know, having a nice little bit left over to bring somebody else in. If he's on £1,800 a week, then that's just ridiculous. That's too much money for us to be paying one player. Yeah, there's a big man there says that's quite a bit. Newport County FC, we are by far the greatest team Wales has ever seen. Oh no, the world, mate, the world. James Tarpey. James Tarpey, one Dave Tarpey. Who are these Tarpey people, Aidan? You have to enlighten us on that. There we go. Thank you for adding that for me, big man the world has ever seen. Right then, Newgrain Rodney. Right. Newgrain Rodney from the message board, I believe. Right. Are you going to the meeting on Wednesday? I certainly am, mate. Please make yourself known. It'd be good to meet you. We have met before, haven't we? I'm sure we've met before. But it'd be good to see you at least. Aidan, would you attend James Collins' testimonial if you had one? If it's in London, no. If it was in Newport, yes. But there's no reason why it would be in Newport, so I'm talking shit there. No, he's shit. No, James Collins is great. and he's from Newport. Next Arsenal manager, and if it's Arteta, how do you think he will do? Well, this was asked earlier in the stream. I've said Diego Simeone. It's got to be Diego Simeone for me for Arsenal if Arsenal want to push forward. Arteta, unproven. Patrick Vieira, only really proven in America at the moment. Arsenal needs a name that's going to do the job right now. And if they want someone who's going to do the job, they got to look no further than Diego Simeone or or Allegri from Juventus. They're the two for Arsenal for me. But Simeone first, Allegri as a plan B. Right, Jammy Jimmy, goodbye. Up the Wanky Wanderers. That's a good sign, eh? Well done, mate. Aiden Dave Tarpley broke a county players' record for most VNS goals. Maidenhead legend playing for Barnet. Oh, right, okay. Good stuff. So Dave Tarpley's going to Barnet. Right, okay, cool. Thank you. Phelpsy, see you later, mate. Give me a ring at some point. I certainly will, mate. No problem. For everyone else, hey, it's been a good one, hasn't it? Thank you all for tuning in. And every Sunday, 8 o'clock from here on in, you'll see me. And hopefully I'll see you and many more. Bring more with you as well. I think we broke to the point it was about 28, 29. I want to see 50. I want there to be a load of people. I want to be catching up on questions for like an hour later. Well, no, I don't. 30 minutes. We got to be making these 30 minutes. I just haven't got the time to. Just haven't got the time to spend too long on these. But we've been going for 36 now. Right. Bye with Beckford. Bye. Rich, how do you think Newport will do next season? I did say earlier, mate, we got to look at who we bring in. I don't think with who we've currently got, we're not going to go any lower than 14th. But if we sign the right people, we'll be in the top 10. That's right, New Grain Run. You like QPR as well, don't you, mate? You got our big banner, yep, and that big banner still sits proudly behind us and always will. We absolutely love that banner. It's my personal favourite, and everybody, I gotta, can't stress how thankful we are to this gentleman here for buying us that banner. I mean, like I say, it's my favourite. It looks amazing, and it certainly helped us out that we didn't have to fund it ourselves. And like I say, it's sitting there proudly behind us every single game. So thank you again. Aiden, good night. Jammy Jimmy, bye Steve. I must have spoken to you in person before because it's quite uncanny. Because when I speak to people about names, everybody calls me Steve. When they get my name wrong, my name's Chris. Whenever anyone gets my name wrong, they call me Steve, and I don't know why. It's strange, but Steve. Well, Aiden, cheerio, mate. Do you think we'll keep holding Mickey Demetriou? He's under contract, mate. So yes, we will. But I would like to see him stay further on as well. Chris Coleman back to Wales, or are you happy with Giggs in charge? Coleman left. Giggs took it up. You've got to give Giggs the chance, but there is talk that Chris Coleman could be going to the Swansea. What do we think of Cardiff and Swansea? Well, I'm a together stronger advocate, I am, so I prefer seeing the Welsh national team do well. So if it means the other Welsh team's got to do well, then so be it. Even Wrexham to a push. I'd like to see them back. I want that derby back. And that's how I'm signing out now then, guys. New Grain Rodney, thank you again, mate. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and we'll see you again same time next week. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county.